This video is meant to guide you through the Network Fleet hardware device installation process for a universal U3500 device, and should be used in conjunction with the Network Fleet 3500 installation guide. Any deviation from the standard as stated in the installation guide could result in the termination of your certification. If you have any questions during the installation process, call Network Fleet Customer Care at 1-866-227-7323. The Network Fleet Universal U3500 is primarily installed in vehicles that do not have an OBD2 or DLC connector. Vehicles manufactured prior to 1996 frequently do not have either of these connectors. The Network Fleet Wireless Vehicle Management System consists of two components: a hardware device installed in each fleet vehicle and a web-based software application. The Network Fleet hardware device should include the following components: a Network Fleet device, an interior glass mount antenna assembly, a universal harness, and 7 tie wraps. Prior to installing the Network Fleet device, you must make sure that the SIM card has been activated. For certified installers, the Network Fleet Installation Department will activate the device. For all others, you will need to access your self-service portal to perform this action. Installation must be performed with the vehicle in clear view of the sky. If the vehicle is in a garage or below a tall building, the device may not be able to communicate with the GPS satellites. Before you begin the installation process, walk around the vehicle to assess any visible damage. Primarily, you're looking for cracks in the windshields and any other cosmetic damage inside the vehicle around the dash area where you will be installing the Network Fleet device. Notate any damage found on your paperwork and/or the registration card. You are required to perform certain steps prior to installing the Network Fleet hardware device to ensure that it can be successfully activated. Record the hardware serial number on the side of the device, the current odometer reading at the time of the installation, and the 17-digit vehicle identification number or VIN on the installation form included with your device. The VIN can also be found on the driver's side door jamb. Be sure to record the year, make, model, color, and license number of the vehicle. It is important that you write clearly, making sure to differentiate numbers such as an S from a 5 and a Z from a 2. Now you are ready to begin the installation of the Network Fleet hardware device. Make sure you have the driver's side door open during the entire installation process. We will now install the Network Fleet antenna. Use the enclosed alcohol preparation pad to clean the inside of the windshield where the antenna is to be placed. For proper operation, the antenna should be placed on flat, clear glass on the driver's side interior lower corner of the windshield. Ensure that the antenna does not extend more than 4.5 inches from the bottom of the interior windshield and is located outside the area swept by the windshield wipers. You may have to remove some hush panels in order to properly route the antenna cable. Simply run the antenna cable along where the dash and A-pillar meet, and then behind the rubber door seal and underneath the dash. Do not place the antenna in the following areas: behind stickers or decals already on the glass, on a curved area of the glass, on a moist or damp area of the glass, on the shaded band of glass, or on an area that will obstruct the driver's view. Remove the protective strip from the antenna to expose the adhesive and carefully affix the antenna to the glass that was prepped in an earlier step. Press antenna firmly to the glass while being careful not to damage the antenna or the glass. Please note that the antenna adhesive is very strong and it may be difficult to relocate the antenna after initial placement. The cellular antenna wire is encased in a maroon end cap and the GPS antenna is encased in blue. Each antenna wire should easily snap into the appropriate jack. No solder or excessive force is necessary. The use of a voltmeter is required to complete the installation process of your Network Fleet device. With the key off, use the voltmeter to find a 12-volt wire. You will now perform the poke and wrap technique. Using the ignition wire and utilizing side strips, strip approximately a 1/2 inch space on the ignition wire. Use a pick to slide in the middle of the exposed wire to create a hole. You will now need to strip about 1 inch from the Network Fleet wire harness plastic sheathing and twist the wires together. Poke the Network Fleet wire harness through the hole you made in the ignition wire, cinch the hole closed on the ignition wire, and wrap the Network Fleet wire harness around it. Using a piece of electrical tape, tightly wrap it around both the ignition wire and Network Fleet wire harness, making sure that no wires are exposed. Once completed, utilize one of the black Network Fleet provided zip ties to secure the actual connection, making sure that it is snug but not too tight. Strip back approximately 1 inch from the black wire on the Network Fleet harness. Twist together and fold in half, placing the ring terminal on the twisted wire. Crimp closed, and then using a self-tapping screw, ground the Network Fleet device to the vehicle chassis. With the key off, use the voltmeter to locate an ignition line with switched power and attach the blue wire to the line by splicing directly to the lead. Be careful not to use accessory power or an inline fuse on this line. To determine a switched power source, ensure the driver door is open and select a wire. With the key off, use the voltmeter to measure the DC voltage on the wire. It should show 0 volts DC. Start the engine and confirm that the voltage of the same wire is 13.1 volts DC or higher. Turn the key off and confirm that the voltage of the same wire is 0 volts DC. Start the engine and check to make sure that all lights, red, yellow, and green, begin blinking rapidly. The device is operating properly when the rapid blinking ceases and the green and yellow lights each begin to blink in a slow pattern of on for 5 seconds and off for 1 second. The red light pattern will continue to vary and should not be used to verify installation. The device should take no longer than 10 to 15 minutes after the engine is started to reach normal operating mode. If you are a Network Fleet certified installer, then your next step is to call the Network Fleet Customer Care Department to verify a successful installation. Network Fleet's Customer Care Department will perform diagnostic testing on the installed device while you are on the phone with them. If a successful installation is verified, the Customer Care Rep will provide you with a case number that must be recorded on the registration card in the designated area. If the Customer Care Representative cannot verify a successful installation, they will walk you through some common scenarios that could impede the success of the installation. Some common reasons for a Network Fleet device to not report at the time of installation are a blown fuse or a cold SIM card. Once you have received verification the unit is operating properly, use the yellow Network Fleet branded zip ties to further secure the blue and purple antenna leads and rectangular power connector. This important step prevents tampering and accidental disconnection. Before securing the Network Fleet hardware device under the dashboard, make sure you have recorded the VIN, hardware serial number, and odometer reading on the registration form, along with the year, make, model, color, and license number. Loosely bundle the antenna's excess cable and secure it with one of the provided zip ties and place away from moving parts. Bundling it tightly could adversely affect the operation of the device. Use tie wraps to secure the device to a stable bracket or wire bundle under the dash. Finally, restore any hush panels that were removed in the installation process. For Network Fleet certified installers, completed registration cards must be faxed to the Network Fleet Installation Department within 24 hours of completion of the installation, using the fax number specified on the card. Make sure to clean up any debris from the vehicle that is left behind from the installation. Congratulations! You have now completed the installation of the universal U3500 Network Fleet hardware device. If you have any questions or are unsure if the Network Fleet hardware device has been installed properly, please call Network Fleet Customer Care at 1-866-227-7323.